Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is transport and communication. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, we need to sanitize. Now remember, if you don't have sanitizer, you can still use soap and water. Just make sure that you wash your hands for 30 counts. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. For today's lesson, we will be doing rounding off to the nearest 10, odd and even numbers, and problem solving. For our exercise today, boys and girls, let's turn to page 23. On page 23, we are going to be rounding off to the nearest 10. Now, the first one has been done for us, but I have a little story I want to tell you so that you'll be able to do it by yourselves. So, we're going to answer a few of these with the story I'm going to tell you. Let's take a look at the board. This is Petrus. Now, Petrus is on his way to school, and Petrus needs to travel from house 0 all the way to house 10. Now, for him to travel, he needs to use the blue road, and the blue road sometimes can get very dangerous. So, as Petrus is moving from house 0, he comes out of house 0, and then he moves down the lane and goes up, and he gets to house number 10. He goes down the lane again, but as he is walking and looking at the flowers, he stops at the 17th brick. He stopped at number 17 brick because he saw a dangerous animal in the road, and this is the hungry lion. Now, the hungry lion has been waiting for Petrus. He sees him, and Petrus, remember, he is standing on the 17th brick. So Petrus needs to hide because the lion is going to eat him. If the 17th brick is here, where should Petrus hide? Should he go back to 10 or should he run to house 20? Let's think. The last number in the number 17, the last digit, is a 7. So any numbers from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as their last number for a unit, that means you have to run going forward. But any number that has 4, 3, 2, and 1, as the unit. That means he has to run going backwards. In this case, the brick he is standing on is brick number 17, like the one in your booklet, which is here. Now, must Petrus run forward to house 20 or run all the way back to house 10? Remember, the hungry lion is waiting for him. So if he takes the wrong house, he will get eaten. So he needs to go to the nearest house of 10. Is it the number 10 or the number 20? Oh, what is he going to do? I think he's going to run and hide at house number 20 because that was the closest house to the brick he was standing at. After a while, the lion gets upset and gets tired of waiting for Petrus. So Petrus is safe and the lion goes away. So in your book, you are going to write 20 next to 17. So 17 is equal to 20. When Petrus sees that the lion is gone, he now walks again. This time he is walking on the lane, he's continuing, he is moving, he's on brick number 21, brick 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and then he sees him again. The hungry lion is waiting for Petrus. What should he do? Which house should he run to? Here is brick 29 where he's standing. Should he run to house 30 or run back to house 20? Well, let's find out. The number 29 has a 9 at the back for its unit. So we said, remember, if the number is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, Petrus must run forward to the house in front. But if the back number, the unit, is house number, is the unit 4, 3, 2, or 1, he must run back to the house that he came from. So in this case, he's standing on brick number 29. So we look for the unit, and the unit here is 9. We circle and we tell Petrus, Petrus, go and run to house number 30 because that is the nearest house. So he runs quickly and he gets into the house. Petrus is safe and the lion is grumpy, and after a while of waiting, the lion, the lion gets tired of waiting and disappears. And then Petrus is safe. Now I want you to write where it says 29, you are going to write 30 because Petrus is in house number 30. When Petrus sees that it's all safe and sound, he goes forward again and moves. So he comes out of the house and then he proceeds with his journey. He goes 30, 31, 32, 33, counting the bricks as he goes, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Oh, the lion is back. And this time he really wants to eat Petrus. So what do? We need to help him. He is standing on brick number 43. So we need to help him. We write the number 43 down quickly, and then we say to ourselves, we need to take a look at the unit. In this case, the unit is 3. So we check 1, 2, 3. We circle the number 3, and then we say, do we go forward, or back to where we came from? We check, and we say, Petrus, you are on block number 43. So that means the nearest house to you is number 40. Run to number 40. So Petrus runs to number 40 and he is safe. The lion gets so upset. He cannot believe he has missed another meal and he's becoming very hungry. So he disappears. And Petrus is safe again. So, where you see the number 43, the nearest 10 or the nearest house in this case is the number 40. Because we said 43, anything that is 1, 2, 3, 4 will go back to the house that they passed or back to the 10 that they passed. But any number or unit that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will go forward to the house in front of them, the 10s in front of them. Now we're going to help him one more. He's almost there at school. We are going to help Petrus. So far, he's been having a good journey. Nothing is bothering him. He's walking. He has passed house number 50. He has passed house number 60. And he's still on the road. Counting the bricks as he goes. And then he says 70, 71, 72, 73. Uh-oh! This hungry lion is not taking no for an answer. This time he has decided to hide behind the house, but Petrus saw him before. So he is stuck on brick number 73. So we're going to write our 73 and then we want to help him. We are going to say we are looking at the unit. We check the unit. If the unit is either 1, 2, 3 or 4, he has to go back to the house that he passed, the 10s that he passed. But if the unit is 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, he needs to run quickly to the house in front of him. But you see now, he can't run to the house in front because the unit is 3. So that means he's going to run back where he came from. And the house that he came from, the 10s that he came from, was house 70. So he will quickly run to house 70 and he'll be safe. That lion is very upset now because he has not managed to catch Petrus at all. So he will disappear again, hoping to catch Petrus this time. So I want you to please write 70 where you see 73 as the question. So 73 is equal to 70 because 70 is the nearest house or the nearest 10. I want you to continue the story and help Petrus get to school. Remember, sometimes he'll go backwards. So if you have another number, you can start from 0 and go to that number until you get to your house. Don't forget that every number is important to check. If the number or the unit is more like 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, you are going to go to the house in front or the 10s in front. But if the unit is 1, 2, 3 or 4, you are going to the house behind or the house at the back. Take your time with this one. It can be very fun when you think about it. And make sure you help Petrus get to school. I will see you soon after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn, and more. We distribute countrywide in over 7 different languages.
For our exercise now, let us move on to page 24. On page 24, we are going to be talking about odd and even numbers. Now, these numbers sometimes are hard for us to remember, so we are going to write each number if it's odd or even. Before we do that though, I would like to help you remember what an odd number is and what an even number is. So let us take a look at the board. Now, all the even numbers end with 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. When we mean end with, we are focusing on the unit. So if we have a number that says 62, we are not looking at the 6, but we are looking at the 2. So if we want to say that this is an even number, we focus on the 2 in 62. Now I want to show you what an odd number looks like. Any odd numbers will end with either 1, 3, or 5, or 7, or 9, which means that we are still focusing on the unit, the back number. So if we have a number like 83, we are not going to look at the 8 in 83. Rather, we are going to take a look at the back number. In this case, the back number is the unit. And when we look at the number 83, the unit is 3. So now that we know when we are using odd numbers and when we're using even numbers, we are going to try our exercise. Remember, even numbers end with either, let's say them together, 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. Those are for the even numbers. And then our odd numbers are numbers that end with 1, let's read together, or 3 or 5 or 7 or 9. So these are the numbers that we use when we are saying odd numbers. Remember to focus on the unit because that is the one that matters the most. So if you're going to do this first part, A or B, if you're going to do the first part, you are either going to write even or the number odd. Now, if you are doing that, take your time. Check the unit, please. When you're done with A, you can move on to the second part of the exercise, which is B. B is asking you to circle all the odd numbers. Now remember, we said an odd number is a number that ends with either 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Make sure that you focus on the unit so that you can get your correct answer. Let's take a look at C. For C, they are now asking you to circle the even numbers. So you are going to focus on the unit. For C, we are looking for even numbers, which means numbers that have either 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 at the end. Take your time, read the numbers out loud if you need to, and make sure you circle correctly. When you are done with that, you can now move on to the next one on page 25. On page 25, we are going to be doing some problem-solving sums. Now, these are always my favorite to do because they have a story behind them, and it's your job to solve the problem. We are going to do number 3 together. So, let us take a look at what number 3 says. Number 3 says, Miss Anna counted 64 cars on the highway on Friday. She counted 24 more cars on Saturday. How many cars did she count all together? Now remember, when we're doing any problem-solving sums, we need to read the story or the problem 3 times. The first one is to understand what it is talking about. Then the second time is to try and find your numbers so that you can decide whether you are adding or subtracting. And then the third time is for you to check that your answer and the way you answered is correct. So let us read it a second time to find out what we need to either add or share or subtract. Miss Anna counted 64 cars on the highway on Friday. She counted 24 more cars on Saturday. How many cars did she count all together? Now the first 2 numbers I can see is 64 cars. So we are going to take the number 64 and then it goes on to say she counted 24 more cars. Now the word more gives us the clue on whether we are adding or subtracting. In this case, the word more means we should add. So our sum is going to look like this. Let's take a look at the board. We are going to write 64 and then we are going to say plus 24. So this is how our sum is going to look like. Remember, on Friday, she counted 64, and then on Saturday, she counted 24. So we need to add them together to find out how many she actually counted all together. Let us start. We say 4 plus 4. We always start on the other side. 4 plus 4 equals, well, you can use your fingers or you can just say your answer if you're clever. It is 8. So we are going to write our number 8. And then we say 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2, we're also going to either use your fingers, your counters, or if you're clever, you're going to count on and you will say 6. Then you put your 2 fingers up and you say 7, 8. So that is our answer. Now our answer is almost complete. Remember, because this is a story, we need to write a certain sentence. So if we say 64 plus 24 equals 88. So you are going to write 88 cars. Because remember, that is what she was counting. Or if you would like, you can make a complete sentence to say, she counted 88 cars all together. So have fun with the rest of them. Please take your time for both, and I will see you soon after the advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
We have now come to the end of our lesson, boys and girls, and I hope you had so much fun. Remember, if there's something you did not understand or you're not sure, it's okay to ask for help, so long that you do the exercise by yourself. Now that we're done, we need to sanitize. Remember, we sanitize to stay safe, but also to keep the people around us that we love safe as well. So make sure that you sanitize as regular as possible. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I wonder though, I want to go outside and play, but I can't do that alone. Is Zoshi around? Zoshi! Hello? Oh, there you are, Zoshi. Do you want to go outside and play? Great. So, from Zoshi and I, we would like to say thank you for joining us today and goodbye.
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, MyZone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.